Hey, hey, hey. In this video, I'm going to give you a strategy for subtracting integers. And that strategy is adding the opposite using the nickname keep change flip, which is also called KCF. Why should we add the opposite? I was so glad you asked that. You were right on time. Well, we should add the opposite because by changing our subtraction problems to addition problems, that saves us from having to learn a whole new set of rules to subtract integers. Once we rewrite them as addition problems, we can just use the rules we already learned for adding integers. That saves us some extra work. Well, you know what? I like that. I like to be saved from doing extra work. Let's do this. Example 1. Add the opposite where you see subtraction happening. Our expression is negative 12 minus 18. So here, when we add the opposite, remember, we're going to use KCF to help us work our way through. So we can rewrite any expression we get as addition. Let's start. The first step is keep the first value. That's the K. So we're going to keep that negative 12. Don't you touch that negative 12. You leave it alone and you do step 2. Step 2. Change subtraction to addition. C, change C. So there's our subtraction. Boom shakalaka, now it's addition. Step 3, write the opposite of the sign on the second value, or flip the sign. That's the F, flip. So the second value is positive 18. We're going to flip it and make it negative 18. Oh, look at you. KCF, we just added the opposite. Now we're going to simplify. So now we have negative 12 plus negative 18. This expression is equivalent to the original one we were given. And since we added the opposite, now we're going to use our addition rules. What is the addition rule? Both of these addends are negative. I know the addition rule. The addition rule states that when the signs of the addends are the same, you keep their sign. Well, thank you. So helpful. So let's add the 12 plus the 18. I showed my work on the side, made all the math teachers happy. That means I just made myself happy too. All right, 30. And then because both of the addends are negative, that 30 should be negative also. Bam shablam. Got it? Let's do another one. Example 2, example 2, what will we do? Example 2, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have my breakfast yet, so yeah, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Add the opposite, where you see subtraction happening. 45 minus negative 26. We're going to KCF again to get ourselves a brand new, freshly rewritten addition expression. Here we go. Keep the first value, K. That's it. Don't you do anything else to that 45. You better just keep it moving to step 2. Step 2, change subtraction to addition. That's the C. There you go. Nice job on that. Step 3, write the opposite of the sign on the second value, F. So we have a negative 26. We flip it. Boom, positive 26. There you go. We have rewritten it. We have added the opposite. Now let's simplify. 45 plus 26. So we've got 2 addends. They're both positive. What's that rule again? When the signs are the same, you add the values and keep the sign. Okay, thank you. You did not have to get smart. Okay, I showed my work on the side. 45 plus 26 is 71. Oh, wait, 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1. All right, good. Did that right. Phew. Okay, 71. So since everything was positive, that means that 71 is positive also. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's move on to the next one. Example 3. I'm not going to sing this time because, yeah. Yeah, example 3. Add the opposite where you see subtraction happening. 37 minus 98. Step 1, you already know. Keep the first value. Good job. Step 2, change subtraction to addition. Nice. Step 3, write the opposite of the sign on the second value. So the second value is positive 98. We're going to flip it Boom, negative 98. That's what I'm talking about. We just added the opposite again. We are getting good at this, y'all. Okay, now we're going to solve it or simplify it. 37 plus negative 98. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. One is positive and the other one is negative. What is rule, lady? What is the rule? Oh my goodness. Okay. The rule is when the signs are different, you subtract the values, and then the answer gets the sign of the value with the greatest distance from zero. Oh, okay, thanks. That was a lot. We'll just do one thing at a time. How about that? Okay, great. So subtract the values. So let's show the work over here. 98 minus 37 is 61. Check my math, y'all. Check me, check me. You know, I make mistakes now. All right, so 61 looks good. So the rule lady said something about the distance from zero. I said you use the sign of the one that had the greater distance from zero. Okay, all right. Yikes. Okay, so which one is farther from zero? Is 37 farther away or is negative 98? So 37 is 37 units away from zero. And then negative 98 is 98 units from zero. So that means we should use the negative sign on that 61. That sounds good. I like that. But I know some of you, if you're one of, my people, then you like money too. So if I were thinking about this like it were money, I would say I have $37, but I owe my friend $98. And the rule that I always tell my students is if you owe money and you have money in the same problem, the rule is you have to pay back who you owe. Now, normally I would have said I have $37, but I owe you 98. But in the other video I made, I said I'm gonna stop borrowing from you because you took all my money in that video. So that's why I said I'm gonna owe my friend $98. So my friend might say, hey homegirl, I need that $98 because I have a bill to pay. It's coming up kind of fast. And I might say, you know what, homegirl? I don't have all 98 right now, but in my pocket, I have 37. I could give you that. And then what would my friend say? Would my friend say, okay, great. I can pay my bill now. Cool. And then you could take that leftover money and go get yourself a snack. Would she say that? Or would she say, all right, fine. I'll take the 37 now, but you still owe me 61. So which one is it? I would still owe her 61 because I didn't pay her back all 98, right? Make sense? You got it? You got it. I know. See that? I knew you had this. I had all confidence in you. Excellent. So remember, when you are subtracting integers, use the strategy of adding the opposite, which is nicknamed KCF. And remember, don't you touch that first number. Don't you do it. I told you not to touch it. Leave it alone. It wasn't bothering you or anything. Oh, sorry. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. You're still here. That's what I'm talking about. I knew you were going to rock out with me. All right, so here's the bonus question. Let's see what it looks like. We're going to add the opposite. So I gave you, don't freak out, I gave you this long expression because I want you to know it doesn't matter how many subtraction operations are in there. You can just KCF your way across the problem so you can get an addition expression. So we're going to do this by starting on the left and using two values at a time. We're going to use KCF and work our way through until we're finished. Got it? So I put a pause symbol in the top right corner in case you're one of those folks who likes to work ahead and then check to see if you did it right. So if that's you, pause now to work out the problem. All right, let's get into this solution. We're going to KCF our way through. Ready? Here we go. We're going to grab these two, KCF them, and we get plus negative 41. Grab these two, use KCF, plus positive 2. Grab these two, add the opposite, and we'll get plus 55. Last, we'll grab these two, we'll add the opposite there, and get plus negative 19. Fantastic. Great job. We made it all the way through, and there isn't a single subtraction sign in this expression. Awesome. Now we can use our addition rules that we practiced earlier. Whew, yeah, we got to take a breather. That was a lot of work. And now we want to simplify this expression. So I put another pause symbol in the corner in case you want to simplify this by yourself and then check that you did it right at the end. So if that's you, hit pause now. Okay, so I'm going to show you one way to solve this. It's not the only way, but this is just how I would prefer to solve it if it were up to me. I'm going to use the commutative property of addition, which means that I can add in any order I want. I can rearrange the add-ins and put certain things together on one side or certain things together. You know, I can kind of move things around. So here's how I would do it. I would group all of the positives together and group all of the negatives together. So I have all the positives together. And you know what? I kind of use the associative property because I grouped them in some parentheses. So I have all my positives and then I have all my negatives. So now I can use my addition rules that we practiced earlier. So, rule lady, what was it? Okay. The rule is that when you are adding and all the numbers are the same sign, you keep the sign. True. Okay. So if I add all these, my answer will be positive. If I add these two, whatever I get, the answer is negative. So once I do that, I get 80 from the positive values. And then from the negative values, I get negative 60. Oh boy. Okay, so we got one positive and one negative. Rule lady, the rule is when you have one of each kind or when the signs are different, you subtract the values, and the one with the greater distance from zero is the sign that you use. Well, thank you. So we subtract, we do 80 minus 60, and I get 20. Now I think, which one is farther from zero on the number line? Is it, okay, the 80 is 80 spaces away, and the negative 60 is 60 spaces away. So the positive number is farther away, so the answer has to be positive. Yes, we did it. I'm happy too. This is your face. You're so cute. You're happy to, sorry. um, good job, good job. So remember, when you are subtracting integers, use the strategy of adding the opposite. That's the official math name. Adding the opposite. And the way you do it, just think about in your brain, how do I add the opposite? Oh yeah, KCF, right? Don't you touch the first one. I told you to touch it. You leave it alone. It didn't do anything to you. Wasn't bothering you. It was just sitting there nice and quietly in the front of the problem. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, just remember, don't touch the first one. Okay, thanks for persevering through this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.